Hello everyone and welcome to today's crypto and stocks TA live stream with me, No FOMO Charts. I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. We also have a free Discord group if you'd like to join. Today is March 6th, 2022. It's about 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a Sunday night here in the USA. And today's stream is going to be more about stock charts and crypto charts setups for trading and investing. If anybody has a request, I might do a donation-based request today, or I might do some requests at the end. So let's go ahead and just get started here. Let's not waste time. Let's go ahead and start with our three indexes. I also want to highlight some of the global indexes because if we look at it later, many of the European and Asian indexes are downtrending because of the Russia-Ukraine war. So we have to keep that in mind. We can't just only look at the USA market. Although the USA market is the #1 largest stock market in the world. That's why we focus on it so much. Okay, so DIA, Dow Jones Industrial Average. What's going on here? Well, on our daily, we did reject down from this resistance here at 341. You see here at the gray line. We did double top resistance from that and pulled back and tried to bounce from there. But you can see that if the market is going to pull back, if there's not enough bull strength and bull momentum in the next couple of days on the major stocks and indexes, we could probably retest the support down here at 332 in the gray line, 329 in the second gray line, and then if we crash down to 322, the X. Because we always have to be prepared for two scenarios. If it goes downtrend this week or this month, you could see that either the market is trying to price in the middle or hopefully the end of the war, Russia-Ukraine war, right? And maybe find a bottom somewhere here at the 325 temporarily. But if worst case scenario is it's just going to crash down straight to the support level. Okay, so that's the super bear case. The consolidation case would be we consolidate within this range for maybe a week or two, just because the market's unsure. Well, is there going to be some resolution this month or next month? Question mark. If for some reason the war ends swiftly and peacefully, and there's peace treaties being signed, we'll likely see an uptrend all the way up to 346 range. So you can see there's plenty of open space up here for a good bullish scenario, but there's also plenty of space at the bottom. It's kind of in the middle of this wedge, so not the greatest spot to just invest blindly right here on the charts. All right, next, SPY, S&P 500. SPY is a little bit easier to see. If we're wondering, okay, what's going to happen tomorrow morning? Well, we're going to have to be able to play the support and resistance balances. So if I zoom in a little bit here, we have our resistance in this blue line, the larger 440 range, the 429 range near the bottom of SPY. Excuse me. And we're just holding these. So if we lose the support tomorrow of 429, I mean, bears are going to try to push this thing down all day, right? It's already looking like we might get maybe a small little baby bounce in that morning before we pull back down. Might want to see that. So we set our alerts at 429 and 434, 440. So let me actually put alerts so I can show people this is how you use TradingView alerts. You set an alert. I like to do Alt A. Once at where I could just do a whole number, make it easy. 430 SPY 1 hour resistance price level breakout question mark, and I need to write the date. It's for tomorrow. Okay. That's safe. It's active. Okay, so if this happens to you on your charts, maybe check the settings like me. I might have turned it off. 2. Should be in the advanced chart, right? Well, for whatever reason, not showing. Okay, well, this alert is there. It exists. So for whatever reason, my alerts are not showing up on my chart. Anyways, you set the bottom alert, Alt A, 428. Same deal. If it's just going to be a text alert, okay, no problem. 1 hour support price resistance or price level. About at 428. That would be somewhere about right here. Like that. It's probably something in the settings got turned off during a different stream. We'll fix it later. Okay, so let's keep going here. Let's keep going here. All right, we could see the support and the resistance levels. Okay, support or resistance 415. Our support are 428 and our levels that we set here. Okay, so just watch out for that. Tomorrow you have a double top M. It might get followed through, penetrated down to the downside. 2%. Where's that target? 421. The bottom of this previous support level. So watch out for these 3 levels tomorrow in the SPY. Last one before we move on. QQQ, big one, NASDAQ. You see, erased everything for another class. Okay, so our QQQ, we'll just rechart it really fast. We'll just do this, the 2022 leg right here, meaning we have our resistance. You see this large resistance. I called this on a I just did the S&P 500. If you just showed up on YouTube, I literally just finished it. So we have this resistance here, which I wrote in an idea in my TradingView profile that this could be a top and a downtrend could ensue potentially, and that's exactly what happened. That's why we identify setups way ahead of time, not after it's over. You want to identify it on this side before it happens, this potential breakdown. But now we try to look into the we're forward looking. We're forward looking in the stock market. The stock market's always pricing in new information. It's looking forward, just like businesses all around the world. Forward guidance, forward thinking. So we play these levels in the market. What levels am I talking about? Well, if we just double top resistance, bounce down from 345, where could we go in the white price? We measure it 2% to the downside. 2% is where? 333. That could be our bearish target for tomorrow morning. If it goes really bear, 320, even extreme case 300, way down here. But that would be 10% down. That's probably not happening in one day with circuit breakers. So just watch out for that. Okay, the bullish scenario is if there's peace, then we could pull back to higher low and set the higher low somewhere in this range of 327 and then try to break out. The market is not uptrending now. By definition, the market is downtrending. So any trades right now, any investment right now, the market angle of the price is downtrending. So please remember that. I'm talking to myself too. We're not in the 2020 uptrend of everything is going up in price in the world. That was 2 years ago. It was 1 year ago. What's happening right now in the past 60 days? Downtrend. Bears are in full control. So we could presume that if we get additional bearish news or bad news about the war or anything else in the world, especially the war, politics, policies, bears are going to crush that price down. They're going to try to. Right? Bulls, we're always looking for where's the low spot, maybe a turnaround spot, or an uptrend spot reversal. But it's downtrending right now. So please be careful. We just highlight a couple more and then we'll get into the stock chart setups. What was I looking at before this? If you look at commodities, if you look at US oil, I might have to erase this chart now to rechart it because it's so messy. But you're having massive breakout, massive breakout. You're seeing the FOMO. You want to know what FOMO looks on our chart? It looks like this. Looks like that. So am I FOMOing into oil? No, because I already picked some up way back here. But do I have to chase this? No, I don't. I do not. Because why? If you look at the oil chart, is we had an uptrend on oil since, if you want to be very conservative, since October 2020, November 2020, right? This was always here. So our upside targets, we could even hit USO oil up to like 110-ish range. Very simple, just Fibonacci this thing from the bottom to the top. You see the 236 levels, our next target, 85.50. But is it getting to that overbought region on the indicators? Yes, it is. Is it the highest? Let's wait for this chart to load. Is it the highest ever? It actually is. We're at the highest RSI level in the history of US oil since 2007. So this could be a serious turnaround spot, but you know, I'm not going to be able to call the top because it's based upon the war and supply and demand. I'm just going to play the charts like I see it. So for people who are interested in commodities in US oil, just understand that it's very high price. The last weekly pullback was back here on the stream of December 20th. Right there. That was that last weekly low entry spot, and then we would have been up if somebody bought it in the exact date that we looked at the stream, be up 60%, and their investment phenomenal with only a 10%. That's a 6-to-1. Okay, but is this thing losing momentum? It's starting to. Be very careful. Don't be the last guy who buys US oil at the top and then proceeds to lose 20% on his or her investment. Please don't be that person. You could try to trade it, day trade it. USO is day tradable, right? Some of these multi-day sessions, you get like a 15% or 10%. But right now it's floating in the air, so it's not really a low price relative to where we used to be in the last time, right when the war started on February 24th. That last pullback here, that was the last pullback for the 20-25%, just like crypto setup. So I'm just saying, be careful of US oil, and it's uptrending right now. Okay, be careful of this thing. Let's just check our Bollinger Band to see how do we pierce. We're riding that top side, and we pierced it a little bit. So just watch out for that. Where are we going to see a top? We might see a huge blow-off formation. Like if it gaps up all the way, I don't know, to 100 USO, and it does a giant doji up here or something like that, then maybe that's the top. Or you get a giant shooting star type of candles if you notice candlesticks. You know, I remember TLRY, the MJ stock that went to like $300 something. We could look at that chart. Let me bring that up so people have like a visual reference of what does that even feel like. TLRY, we rewind the charts. I remember that day exactly right here. Well, there's multiple days. TLRY was bonkers training, insanity. So I remember both of these days. So what was it? It was September 17, 2018. Let me just mark it so we can actually look at it. Then we look on the charts. So the latest one in 2021 is this. You'll see a huge gap up, and either this is a hanging man candle, it's very bad, and then you get huge sell off like that. This is probably going to happen in oil, US oil, commodities at some point, so watch out for that. Watch out for that. That's why we don't FOMO. Just because the rest of the world does something doesn't mean I have to do it. It's right here on this one. Oh, it's actually, excuse me, went to 300, not 320. But you see this, the large gap up and just a huge doji and then selling off top to bottom. What was that volatility? Negative 68%. That's why we don't FOMO. Because someone puts all their account, they all in options right there, their account dies in this trade. Okay, if they don't have stop loss, no risk management, this is how you lose all your money when you FOMO in at the top. Don't do that. Watch out for that. You kind of see it. It's kind of happening in oil. It's going to be timed. It's harder to time, though, because of the war. And nobody knows when the end is. But it's feeling like it. It's starting to feel like it. It's not there yet. You have a large bullish candle. I want to see like a weekly shooting star. Just weakness. Huge weakness in the market or something like that. Like a giant candle. Then I'll know. Maybe I'll play the short pullback, but it's going to be very dangerous. So that's for advanced people. All right, natural gas, kind of similar issue, but natural gas is not super overbought like U.S. oil is. Okay, so just understand that oil, you see the RSI is super high. It's the highest level ever at 84. UNG, not really. It's 60. No problem. But it might turn over, it might top out. This is what I'm talking about. You get a big gap up on some of these stocks, on the ETFs. Watch out for that. I'm watching out for that UNG. Maybe I'll short it if it happens. Okay. And I just want to show two more. So gold, you can see we hit our $2,000 target today in the trading. So we know when we're uptrending on these metals, it's acting as a safe haven. Safe haven. But again, is it kind of in that FOMO-ish spot? It is a little bit, because even before the war broke out, there is this perfect chart setup, and they started writing up here. So there's plenty of time to get in the middle of this, even where I was asking. Max has a question, but I'll answer it in 2 charts from now. So gold, we just want to watch out. Let's get our process going. Where's our resistance levels? Anywhere between 2,000 to 2,100, basically, with the 2050 level. So that could be a next target. You know, gold is not extremely overbought yet. We could see that happening. Gold's still in the uptrend, so that's why we don't need to short it down to oblivion yet. Not ready yet. Silver, same thing, except there's no golden cross on this chart on the daily, but we did have the breakout, and you measure this triangle at 6 to 12%. We are approaching that 12% target, so 12% target would be 2847. 2847, so that could be the next bullish target. But in the intraday of all these setups, you are going to pull back. It's just our bulls going to keep buying the dip on the trades. Like this, right? You don't want to get stuck in a US oil trade where a trader longs the top and then you accidentally lose, 2% for no reason. It was too high. It's floating in the air. This is a short setup. When things are floating in the air like that, that's shortable. People on leverage, they're really happy right now. All right, so Max has a question. Do I think that crypto is up for a massive rebound off of lowest 2,300? Which crypto are you talking about? You're talking about Ethereum? Because Bitcoin is not that price, so please let me know what asset you're actually talking about. All right, so instead of people just giving comments and their opinion, we always want to base our ideas on technical analysis. Okay, you are talking about Ethereum. Technical analysis, all right? Because you have to realize that anybody is entitled to their opinion. That's fine. That's real life. In the English-speaking world, that's Western world. Everybody, you could have your own opinion about stocks and crypto, if it's going to go up or down. The reason why we use technical charts, though, is it helps give an objective system, an objective strategy, an objective forecast that'll give you the most likely scenario if we interpret the charts correctly on your time frame. Okay, because you have to realize that anybody can say oil's going up or oil's going to come down, oil's going to pump up, oil's going to crash down. But on the charts, it's why. Where's the evidence? We need to see that. So as an example, we're just jumping over crypto before I get to this chart. My charts is Ethereum is in the down cross. Let me bring up a different one. Clean. This is Bitfinex for now. All right, so Ethereum is in a daily death cross downtrend. Especially on the weekly, you could see it. It's even downtrending on our weekly EMAs, right? This low right here. So where is the weekly low? It's 2235. Where is the extreme super low price? 1500. If you Fibonacci it to get some accurate numbers, sometimes I like to go from bottom of here to top. So a pandemic, what am I doing? Pandemic low to pandemic high analysis. Where is our level? Well, if we lose 2,500, let's say today or tomorrow, we are in this daily downtrend still. We almost had, it could be an uptrend if we hold above 2400. Okay, meaning like if it in a weekly scenario, if it just stays above right here 2400, you could get a bounce like that. But let's in the bearish case, if it's going to crash down, you could even crash down to 2000. 2300 is an intraday. That's a trading level. Down here, that's a trading level. It's intraday. That's like 1 hour, 4 hour swing trading setup. If you're talking about investing, you could crash down all the way to here, 1900, and traders are going to try to buy some here. I mean, investors could buy some here. That's a stronger support level on the left side. A lot of support on this left side. It's the previous low over there. But for you, if you're talking intraday, yes, that could happen. It's already in that level. On the 1 hour, it's getting there. It looks like it wants to bounce off this 50%. This Ethereum's one of the setups in my list anyways. So it might want to bounce right after the 2500 level because it looks like it's downtrending here, but it's going to make a lower low anywhere in the 2400s and probably bottom out here in the 2400s and then bounce. So there's a little bit of a volatility, like a 3 to 4% setup here if it's going to be the bottom of Ethereum. Just watch out for it. You could copy paste this price, this like one oscillator if you like, and see how many times it could crash down before it is the bottom. That's why I'm not giving an exact number target. So let's just pretend the first RSI oversold to the bottom. You could go 7% down. So the 2300, 2200 could be a general area if we're just copy pasting price targets. All right, let's get into the stock setups. All right, so if you're in my free Discord right now, we got watch list going on, and I'm gonna give this watch list out as much as I can every week. I'm not forcing charts, it's just whatever shows up according to my search criteria for investing and trading. So let's start with some of the investments, stock investments, because we can't see where to do the indexes. But Intel, it already kind of bounced up, but on our weekly, Intel is starting to get a little bit of momentum here. It's not the lowest price stock setup, but Intel looking very interesting right here. But again, is it the lowest price of Intel? No, it's not. All right, so if you're looking for extreme value on Intel, not yet. People like AMD better as a company. But is it getting close to our pandemic low? It is. That's why it's very interesting. From our pandemic high to right now, Intel is down 27%. Still a decent company. Not the greatest in the world financially. But you see that on the weekly support, it's on the bottom side. Okay, so I'm not telling people to buy Intel up here or even look at it up here. We're looking at it down here. The support level. If you're long, that's why it showed up for me. I'm like, wait a second. This thing is relatively in the buy zone. You're going to have to wait for it for a long time. That's why it's investing setup. It hit that pivot point exactly and bounced up. That's why traders, investors, shorts know we got to get it. Shorts have to close. Investors might want to pick some up in their portfolio long term if they believe the economy is not going to crash to oblivion in this war. Okay. INTC. Next one. Gap. Should be GPS. GPS, the Gap, the clothing store, in this weekly, starting to get a little bit into that low range. Is it the lowest price ever on Gap? No. So it's getting into that zone. The next level is like $12, $9. If it hits $5, $6 Gap clothing store, assuming they're not going to go bankrupt, I mean, there's an interesting bounce opportunity there. So I'm just going to say that one. Jets, the ETF, there's a lot of interesting airline stocks that look like they want to bounce up. Yes, the Discord's free if you want to join that. All my social media links are in my profile. I'm not going to go through the whole list. There might be 40 plus stocks in here in crypto. So here, the Jets ETF, this is interesting because we did have our pullback down to the downside. But with the recent changes in the CDC maskless guidance policy for a lot of United States, it's going to be interesting to see, well, how does that change air travel domestically in the USA? Okay, people are probably not going to travel to Europe that much right now. But the domestic travel of USA, I would not be surprised if all of a sudden in the next 3 months, because summer's coming around, if the maskless guidance stays, and infections rates stay low, travel will probably go up. So it's very interesting that some of these airline stocks are at an interesting trading point, which we'll look at. Right? If it's still downtrending, okay, so again, it's not the greatest investing spot, but is it near support level 618? It is. It's in the general zone, $18. If we lose that, maybe $16, then $14. There's 3 easy spots maybe to buy. Next, Disney, Walt Disney Company. Depends on how you feel about this company, but on the daily, maybe a possible upside down head and shoulders forming, and we want to get ahead of this before it, pumps up 10%. That's why we look at for setups way before they happen and try to catch some of these with small amount of risk or manageable amount of risk. Looking very interesting. Is it the lowest spot ever? No. Disney could even drop down to 128. It's just, this is the watch list where you're watching it to see, is this going to turn to upside down head and shoulders? Is it going to hold 140 and bounce up the next 3 months? If not, it crashes down, easy short, right? Just on the watch list. Next one, some of these are old, but we'll keep going. Facebook, right? This is why you put on the watch list. You don't have to buy it at this particular spot, but very low price stock. Let me unlock this. So even if somebody buys right now at 200, where's the potential bottom? 189, 165. But the upside potential on this is fairly large in the long term, at 25 to a 40% if the market recovers. That's a question. If the market recovers. If the market crashes, I'm not going to buy this stock. Square, blockchain. See, a lot of stocks last week, why we had a nice green bounce is it got oversold. Some of these had earnings and it pumped up. This is on our list and had a nice 66%. But Square looking like it wants to try to survive here. The very definition of trying to be a comeback stock. You can see the trend, for example, a lesson is we had uptrend, consolidation, downtrend. Now, catching the bottom of a downtrend is always difficult. That's why there's a saying, you never want to catch a falling knife. Is this kind of thing a falling knife? Generally, yes. There's not a huge reversal pattern up here, but you want to keep it on the watch list. Square is not the lowest price of all time, but if we hold this, where's this? $97 range? 83, 84. If it goes down to 64, I will buy some more. Right? But this could be the reversal setup where you might be staring at it in the face right now. Why? Because this trend line has been broken to the upside. We're retesting it. We could be watching the support being created tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it's up, actually. I would not be surprised if that happened. The charts are very suspicious. I just want to highlight a couple more here. ARK Investments, Kathy Wood's ETF is technically, it is 60% off in the stocks that she's buying. So if we lose this level at $60, there's a $50 entry. I'm going to skip DraftKings because the IPO is just kind of crashy. But stuck between the 76 and that 0.88 right now. So these, I would just draw 2 lines like that, play the breakout of one of those positions. Another low price stock, PayPal. So just ignore this stuff on the right side. It's from a different class, different stream. But you can see here, right? Trying to time the bottom is difficult. Again, a lot of these stocks are probably not going to rebound until the war is over. That's why patience is the key. Patience is the key. Very, very steep trend line, almost retraced down to pandemic lows, which is why I'm getting kind of interested in this stock. You can have multiple price targets if you believe the market's going to turn around. You can have a 10% target for trading, a 28% for investing, a 50 to 60% target for long term, like a 2-year options or something like that. Just a couple more. I'm not going to do the NFL analysis, but Peloton almost double bottoming at the price on the daily, right here at 22.50. Interesting setup. Twitter, a little bit choppy down here. but still in the downtrend. It's not until it breaks out to the right side and goes up, I'm not going to buy that, but it's getting close. If it goes all the way down to maybe $30, people might try to pick that up. Pinterest, you know, not the most popular social media, but it's getting close to the 0.88 retrace. Maybe even $17 Pinterest could be an interesting target. Next one, FSLY. These are the investing setups. Please keep in mind, these are long-term investing. So even if you buy it tomorrow, it might not go up for a while. Okay, I'm talking about the investing setups first. Long-term, 44% to the downside. Did we hit that target? Yes, we did. If we hit an 80%, that would be catastrophe for this stock. That would be sub $4 target. But, for FSLY, the full retrace is kind of complete. Almost. Still 30% to the downside, but I mean, it went 10x and then it's down from our FOMO highs 88%. That's why very, very suspicious spots right now. Suspicious. Any good bullish turnaround in tech stocks, this thing will rise 25%. That's why. But the problem is we're buying into the downtrend. It's a risky strat. Couple more. Zoom. Okay, don't mind this, right? I didn't actually buy that. It's the first level you might want to buy it at. Let's pretend if somebody did buy, you got stopped out, then you just move the targets down. You don't all in on these falling knife plays. We don't do that. But it's looking like it's coming to the support level of 104. It could go all the way down to 78, retrace down to 60, and even lower, maybe $50 if nobody likes this company anymore. Right? But there's multiple potential buy spots for Zoom. People still use it for work and such, but is it the pandemic tool we needed? Not anymore. That's why nobody cares about it right now, plus some potential financial issues. But it's getting into that low enough spot where we haven't had a significant bounce. You see that? You know what I'm saying? The lower low is being sought out right now. We're looking for it. Then it's going to turn around and you have a nice bounce opportunity, but trying to time it perfectly, it's on the left side right now. It's a little early for investment, but there's like a 40-50% potential gain. Last couple ones for investing, ROKU. ROKU is on its day chart at the bottom of the wedge area. Okay, so you see how we can use technical analysis to try to identify some general better buy spots? Because the reason why we don't do random, why random is not a even usable strategy is if somebody opens up their phone and just thinks, oh, today's the day, we're going to go up in the market. How many times could they have been wrong? So many times. They could lose all their money before it finally hits a general support level. This is the third time. We lost the fourth one. It used to be a higher one up here. We lost it though, but it's getting there into this support level. That's why if you're a value investor, if you're a value trader, it's a 2-to-1, 50% upside if this thing bounce up, maybe even 100%. But that's in a bull market environment. Okay. BYND still holding at the, we just lost it a little bit in the past Friday. So it looks like BYND might want to find, it's scouting out the lowest prices in price discovery mode towards the bottom side, unfortunately. BYND used to be kind of this hot plant-based company, but nobody seems to care about that right now. So in the market, so we want to watch out for that. Okay. Where's that 35 or 25? Those are just easy whole numbers. 35, 25, 20 to the downside. We can even try to reverse Fibonacci this to get some targets. I mean, $7 Beyond Meat would be absolutely phenomenal. So it's just getting there. It probably wants to go down a little more before it bounces up. But BYND, you know, it's an oversold low play. I'm not telling people to buy BYND up here at the resistance. No. You could short it there once we lost that level. Like that, you lost a triangle. That's why it's getting crushed, because every stock has, many stocks have had that setup. Last couple ones, 3M 3M with the mask production, trying to hold on this 618 level, and there's a little bit of momentum here. That's why it's a little suspicious on 3M. Is this going to be the low? There's a little triangle here at the bottom intraday, but I'll just draw it on the daily. Little triangle here. Oh, you guys probably can't see. Let me zoom in. Yeah, I think it's usually that size. It's about 5% up or down, and if somebody wants to try to options play that, I mean, simple. Maybe upside down head and shoulders on the R side. That's why it's getting suspicious. Okay, next one. Last one for the investing. Spotify, not the greatest company financially. Not really. I mean, they still have negative EPS. So, you know, not a strong company, but just technical trading wise, hitting that 0.88 retrace. It's not quite the lowest low of the price at all times, but it's for honest with ourselves, we just lost this trend line right here. What was this head and shoulders measurement? It must have been huge. Wow, 80% down. So if we believe this is going to follow through all the way down, this is going down to less than $50 Spotify. If this is true, it might even go to $31, the 1272 down here. So Spotify, in the first trading levels are in this like $100 range. You lose that, then this thing could drop a lot. Okay, let's go to some of the intraday stock setups. There's 12 more here, and that's why I'm giving people a lot of watch lists. Why? Because it depends on who you are as a trader. If you are an investor for stocks, I just gave 19, I think, investment chart setups. And it's up to you as an investor to say, do you like those companies as the financials, the fundamentals, everyone, and the news? Do you think the market's going to recover? Do you think the war will end? What do you think will happen after the war? Those types of forward-looking 3, 6, 9 months ahead of time. Value investing. But if you're a swing trader and you're looking for, okay, what can I try to play a bounce for next 2-3 days? It might be the following charts that I'm about to show. Alrighty, so these are for trading stocks, trading. So swing trading or day trading. All right, first one, and they're all travel related for some reason. Okay, Carnival. I'm just gonna look at the intraday. Okay, I'm not gonna go through the whole daily chart analysis. We'll just look at our intraday. Maybe I'll draw a couple trend lines. We'll jump in. And again, sometimes in the market you find themes. So what's the theme right now in all these trading stocks? All the travel stocks. That's the theme. Why? Because maskless guidance in America, meaning there's less strict mask requirements in America starting the next couple of weeks regarding COVID. Okay, so is it our lowest price on daily? No, but if you start zooming in a little bit, it looks like maybe we're going to get a little bit of bounce opportunity tomorrow morning. Somebody's going to try to trade this. Okay, yes, we are in the down cross, but it is trying to hold a relative support level of $17.20, $16.40. Can we bounce tomorrow? What's our 15-minute showing? We could. A little bit of momentum on our hourly, little upside down head and shoulders on our MACD, histogram, a little double bottom action on our RSI. That's why it's very suspicious when I was looking at the charts before the stream, saying, okay, this thing could bounce 5-6%, easy trade or easy options play if the market bounces. If it doesn't bounce, it's going straight down to 16.30 tomorrow. Like if there's a rejection, these plays are always risky because we don't really know, is it the bottom of here before it bounces? It's just a relative area. It's not super low on the 1 hour. It's just kind of there. So if it's going to bounce, I'm going to be very cautious for first hour in the market tomorrow, depending on the war news. And if we get a bounce, great. Might play some of these. Next one, they're all travel related. Delta Airlines with the crash down, it was negative 22% in the past month, but is our first 4 hour and 1 hour. This is a very similar setup. Downtrending, but it looks like we might hold this lower low right here and try to get a lower high bounce up to 36.27 range. And that's like 3 to 6%. So that would be typical 6% to the upside. Even a 2%, you could do like a 2% stop loss and then leave that swing trade and just try it as a beginner. Or you could do it by paper trading. If you don't want to spend any money, you just want to learn, then paper trade this one in the trading view paper trading panel. Just connect it, turn it on, and put your orders in, and then just practice that way. If you want to try real money, then keep the position size small. Okay. So let's move on to the next one, JetBlue. JetBlue, we see we're still in the down cross right now, the death down cross. But you see with our Fibonacci right here, is this a pretty setup? No, not really. It's because of the CDC mass guidance, it's finding a consolidation. On a weekly, monthly, oh, we had our head and shoulders. Not good, right? So, and for investing, is the greatest investment right now? No, it could crash down a lot more. But the intraday tomorrow, we're going to try to see, can we hold it? We even got a little double bottom right here. See, it's not quite the 618 yet. So is it the exact 100% perfect spot to buy right now? It might not be. But assuming we see these legs don't last for long, the uptrend legs and the downtrend legs. Could it downtrend down to 1229? It could. Then people might want to buy in the 618 down here. Low, high, low. So somewhere down here would be your low, and you could play that bounce for trade. Again, there's a lot of 6% or 4 to 6%. Doesn't sound like much, but you know, if so, these are larger volume stocks, it's not like penny coins. All right, this is a more dangerous one, but Snowflake, after the terrible earnings, even though they had good numbers, but some other news was bad, and it crashed down after the earnings, negative 22%. Be careful, this is not going to turn into a PayPal situation. Be careful, it's not going to turn into a PayPal situation, meaning it's not going to crash down 30% more to the bottom. So be very careful, but the general logic is, the general setup is, okay, it's making its lower low. So wherever the low is going to be, just keep watching it for your trade. 4 hour, 1 hour, again, it could crash down 1 or 2 more times, and then that might be a relative bottom, but watch out for Snowflake. SABR's an energy play, but, oh, excuse me, it's not SABR Energy, the SABR Corp, the software company. Not the biggest one out there. Only 7 million volume. What's the float? Large float, negative EPS. Not a great company, but if the NASDAQ goes up, this is one of those examples where if the NASDAQ is going to bounce up tomorrow, which it may or may not, but it might. Right? Even small, strange companies like SABR Corp on the software side might find a temporary bottom right here off the 786, bounce up to the 618, and a 7% gain. It'll probably happen very quickly in the next first couple hours if it's going to happen. So it's a triple bottom on the RSI, very, very suspicious. Next one, I'm giving everybody setups. I hope people realize that potential setups. So RCL, Royal Caribbean Cruise, potential swing trade opportunity here if we give the Fibonacci. See, if you fib this one, it would be a 382. If we fib here, it'll be above the 618 bounce. For some reason, this one makes more sense if I Fibonacci the top here because it's right on the 382 level. That's why it's flipping around up and down, up and down. People are not sure about that, traders. But there's a little bit of momentum here building on some of these stocks. We actually did lose that support trend line. But you can see that if it's going to bounce up, low, high, low, high, low, high. If it's going to be textbook trading, another 6% potential play. Let's go a little faster here. Nike. Larger shoe company name, but Nike trying to establish a pivot point off this daily down here. But Nike beware has earnings on March 21st. A little bit of momentum here. It's not the clear setup like some of the airline stocks, but I would watch Nike just for potential little pop up because it has been oversold for quite a little while now, negative 20%. So maybe it might go down a little, 5% more with range. It hit our X target from last stream or a couple streams ago. It's fine. But sometimes what happens with these is that it gets shorted down, but the shorts close right before their earnings. So sometimes there's a long opportunity of maybe up to 8% on this stock right here. Is it very low price? No, it's not. So beware of that. Well, Zoom already told you, but even on the inside, Zoom looks like it wants to bounce up as well. It's small trade, Zoom. Maybe at 10%. So it'd be a 5%. Let me draw them. It'd be a 5% risk to reward minimum for a 10% gain within this week. If it's going to happen. If it gets stopped out, we know the market's crashing and just wait for the next trade. The last couple ones, I'm going to try to zoom through these a little faster. Zip through these faster. ALK, Alaska Group, Air Group. Not the hottest stock. Not the hottest airline either. But right at the 50% retrace. We do see here. You see here. It is at that 50% support level, but the bearish setup to the downside would bring us down to about $44. Could be a better spot to buy. First trade for some swing traders might be this level that we're just about to bounce off, 49.11. Another 6% potential. The last couple ones are banks. Why? Because banks did take a hit from the Russia-Ukraine war. You see a clear double top. You get a clear double top. This is a great example of where to short. Okay, because on last stream, some people, not some people, but for shorts, you want to get in as early as possible on a great setup. So on a double top like this, you only have to risk 2%, then you're up 15%. Phenomenal. 7-to-1 trade. Phenomenal. One of my alerts going off. Phenomenal. Okay. So you don't really want to short down here. Okay, because that will probably not work. That's what I'm saying. The same logic applies to long setups. You do not want a long at the top. After something's been going up for so long, that's the problem that happens with a lot of people, including myself when I first started, is you'll see a lot of green on the charts, and then you'll get in the stock or the trade, but that's not the right spot to get in for a good reward to risk. It's too late. So same thing with USO is as the war progresses and hopefully it ends peacefully and supply will return to normal, hopefully within 3 to 6 months, USO is not going up forever. Oil, commodities, gold, unless the whole market crashes, right? So shorting at a bottom of the move and or longing at the top of the move, you have to be very careful you're not doing that. That's why we use technical analysis. So in this particular relative price chart, is it high or is it low? It's on the lower side of the price and the green candles, right? We're not here right now in the blue circle. We're down here. So that's why I'm looking more for a long entry versus, I'm not trying to short it right now. I'm trying to long this thing, Bank of America, after it took a hit. But is it the bottom? That's the question. It could hit 15% long term, so $37 could be our longer term target down here. But for intraday traders are going to try to battle the bulls and the bears. Intraday bulls trying to battle intraday bears. This is what I'm talking about. If you're a swing trader, if you're a day trader, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This lower trend line support. Will we bounce off of it from tomorrow morning or next couple days or this week? It's much smaller, 3%, but only 1% risk required for the trade. Bank of America, Citigroup, next one. Citigroup, we just lost our support line. Now it's back testing the bottom side of that. So be careful. The large amount of this move will be 13-14% to downside to bring you about $53 in the target. The angle of the price is downtrending. Okay, please remember we're in a downtrending environment. So we're doing trades right now. We're not investing. I remember the best time to invest was here on this gap up back in the September 2020 area when it retraced significantly. I was like, whoa, Citigroup, what is this? And long some of that, right? But right now, you don't see that on the charts. There's actual M. It's a bearish pattern. So trying to shorts, maybe trying to short it down as much as they can, but at a certain point, there's too much momentum and you might get a bounce up. Next couple ones before I move over to crypto. Just United Airlines, very simple, same deal. But is it a clean double bottom? No, that's why. If you're very conservative, you wait for support. If you're aggressive, you could try. Last two was Fargo and JP Morgan. Wells Fargo, I mean, this is why we know FOMO, right? You don't want to long invest now on Wells Fargo. I remember here and right here when the banks, a lot of bank news and financial stimulus, right here finally got some relief, and then we started the uptrend. We've had an uptrend on bank stocks for 1 year straight. That's why this is pulling back now. Is it going to crash down to zero? No. Probably not. We're trying to find relative lows for swing trading. Might have identified 12 setups, potential setups. Sometimes it doesn't work because it's sometimes too obvious. It happened. It worked here. It worked here. It might not work on the third time. It depends, right? But 4% potential profit, 2% risk on the trade. JP Morgan. This is a very clear. JP Morgan Chase. Very clear. Downtrend. We went from a downtrend pandemic to an uptrend inside to 2020. Uptrend 2021, consolidation end of 2021, downtrend 2022. So again, if somebody's ultra conservative with their money, don't buy into the start of a downtrend because you don't know. We don't know. Is it a dip or is it a crash? Dip or crash? Which one is it going to be? Right? Or it could just consolidate, go sideways for 3 months. That's why. Same thing here is it's kind of going sideways to the down and now it broke to the downside. So am I excited about bank stocks? Not really. But the initial trades are, these might bounce at some point soon. It's triple down and you have triple momentum bounce up here. It's a very suspicious pattern. If you study stocks enough, you'll notice the patterns like, wait, when this happens, then maybe it's going to bounce right at a 382 level. Momentum here on the RSI and the MACD. It's near the bottom. It's right at a double support level. That's why it's showing up for me on my charts to my eyes. This could go 5 to 10% and 5% in a medium term bounce. It could go 10% in a long term bounce. This is what we do as technical analysts, is you try to find setups. Okay, let's move on to crypto right now, and then I'll probably end unless there's some requests. I'm just giving the free stock setups that I'm finding, okay? Please be aware, though, that the rest of the world is crashing, so I should probably take a note of that first. I want to show everybody that. Sometimes I like to look at the global indexes, just a quick visual, no indicators needed. Turn all the drawings off, just get a visual on the price. What's going on right now? SPX from 2020, right? We're pulling back. Can you see that? You can see that, right? We're pulling back on the S&P 500 right now. This downtrending. NASDAQ, downtrending. For investing. Dow Jones downtrending in the price. These are kind of dirty charts. But we look at some of the global indexes. Well, obviously, if you pick up the RSX, the Russia ETF, I mean, just got obliterated. You got shorted down. That's what I'm saying. You have to add this to the list now because of what happened. This is why when you have a war, this could happen to a country's ETF. Phenomenal short and put option opportunities right here. Phenomenal gains. 75% That could be 750 to 1000% gains depending on the options play, or 70 or 700% or something. It's a phenomenal play. A lesson for us all. If there's a war, you know, maybe check out that country's ETF and make a decision on what direction it's going to go down. But it's already downtrending, so okay, you just short the loss of 21.28 if you were able to catch that on your broker before they shut it down, and then you have a massive profit. That's stocks. Unfortunately, that's stocks. Okay, so Russia's crashing, obviously. China's crashing. No, not crashing, but downtrending. Okay, this is the China index. Why do we care about this? Well, because they have a lot of things are produced there, supply chain, right? And so it's at a support level, but it's still downtrending. Look at Japan, one of the next largest indexes, downtrending. This is a very dirty chart. Downtrending. You went from a uptrend, consolidation, downtrend. Hang Seng index, Hong Kong, lost that support level here and still downtrending in the white. Look at Euro next. Unfortunately, a lot of European stock indexes are getting hurt right now. We had a double top, 4% to downside. We went 10% to downside. Terrible. Euro Stoxx 50, 12% to downside. With the Shenzhen, the other China index, downtrending. The UK 100 pulling back very hard. Okay, so this way it's kind of important to get a global perspective right now and not just focus on one altcoin. Okay, this is why I'm showing people the full list, not just one. There's education opportunities everywhere. There's trading opportunities, right? In terms of a short, this is a short trader's paradise dream. This scenario right now, unfortunately, right? For trading, okay? And keep in mind, I do have empathy and sympathy for the world right now, and I want peace to happen. We want peace. If we're only talking about stock trading and business, though, on the charts in this stream, is there was a short opportunity in a lot of areas because of the war, and we're learning from it right now and examining it right now. So again, huge pullback. India pullback. India again pullback. Canada a little different. Canada trying to survive and hold on here. They're consolidating. So Canadian traders not because it's North America. So if you notice the trend right now, North America, so Canada and USA, we're not crashing like Europe is, okay? So just know that on the charts. So then what would the mental sentiment be? Just follow the train of thought. If Europe and Asia is crashing, how will those traders feel right now? They're going to feel pretty bad mentally. Longs, not happy right now. Shorts, bears might be happy right now. Rest of the world is not happy right now. There's fear, uncertainty, doubt. That's why in certain trades, I'm already getting into trading mode. Okay, so the last couple ones, the TASI, I believe this is Middle Eastern ETF, could be increasing based upon the supply and demand issues with energy stocks right now. So this is different. Okay, that's why we take a different approach. The DAX, the Germany index, very unfortunate. They lost the support level we highlighted many months ago, and hit that first target 868. The second target, let's see, 18% to downside would bring us to 12,300. That's the second target on DAX if you want to watch out for that. KOSPI was a South Korea. It's like Japan. It's downtrending right now. See, a lot of these indexes. Why am I bringing this up? Because in the coronavirus pandemic, because I have a habit of looking at global stocks once a week, I knew I sold all my stocks before the pandemic happened. Okay. And last July 2021, I was telling other people this could be the market turnaround spot exactly right here in July 2021, and that's the exact top. Okay, so we could use technical analysis for investing and trading to get ahead of moves and not react to it 6 months later. I started selling some stocks way back here last summer. That coincides with, on Bloomberg, a lot of there are several hedge fund managers who came on TV and said they're going to start selling stocks. They announced it to the world in the summer of 2021. Then we had in November the Federal Reserve tapering program. February we had the war. There's three catalysts major catalysts why we're crashing down right now. Just a technical catalyst was the first one, then fundamentals, second one, fundamentals, or global, third one. Keeping a lockdown on the market. Right? That's why if you're an investor, I'm not willing to buy, global shares right now. Not really. War needs to end. Swiss market index, ooh, even this, head and shoulders. Look at that. Right? If you live in Sweden, or if you live in Switzerland, right? You see this on your index, you get out of there. You sell. You sell. You actually short. You sell your stocks and you short. When you see that, you got to make a decision like that. These two targets to the downside, and you hold that. You lost that support. Next target support down here, 10,800. Let's finish here. Let's do Australia. Finish on Australia. Australia taking not as bad as a hit as China, Korea, and Japan, but still pulling back. It's not like Canada. So watch out for that. The next support down is 6882. Almost like American stock chart. All right, let's finish up here with the crypto setups. And then if there's a few requests, we'll do it. And then we'll just get off for the stream today. It's Sunday night for everybody, or Monday morning. All right, so let's do Bitcoin first. Let's do Bitcoin, then total market cap. Let me just pull up a nice clean chart, like a Bittrex chart. All right, so we get a fresh start on our crypto. Bitcoin, what happened? What happened? You might be thinking, what happened with crypto? Well, we tried to ride this support trend line like I'm talking about. We fell back down to it today. There's a gigantic, very large, huge wedge pattern. Now this could go one of two ways. We could consolidate in here, which is a very unlikely scenario. Crypto likes to build pressure and then make moves. So if we look long term, if the bulls are trying to hold the weekly, okay, we would have to hold above $36,000 Bitcoin. Let me draw that horizontal. We definitely have to hold above $32,000 Bitcoin. So the two large scenarios that I keep telling people, which might take a year to play out, but then when the crypto market crashes down, it crashes down hard, and there's warning signs just like before the pandemic. If this is our weekly double top, the market could crash down, worst case scenario, -80 to -90%. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Enough global bans, scandals, capitulation. If there's miners not making money, they'll sell. They don't want to lose money, right? But the bulls, we're trying to hold it. Oh, thank you so much, Taylor, for the 200 coins. Thank you for always watching and joining and donating, supporting. I really appreciate it. Earlier, we went through stock investing charts, stock trading charts, cryptocurrency trading, global indexes, some education. If you have a request or two because you donated, just let me know and we'll do it on the stream after this chart. Okay, look at Tesla. So just for Bitcoin, the weekly, it's trying to create the weekly double bottom W. We're trying so hard right now. The market is 35,000, 37,000. Because what is the thought process here? Well, okay, if the Russian ruble collapsed and there's not a good way to transfer money, then shouldn't crypto be the safe haven? Shouldn't it be? It should be. But investors are going into the safest havens, gold, silver, and then playing the breakout of oil, gas. Tech stocks are not safe. That's why nobody wants tech stocks. Look at PayPal. Look at Netflix. People have been selling that for 3 months. Or 6 months, actually. So, with Bitcoin, all we have to really care about are two large price levels. 35,000 and then 45,000, probably 40,000 in between there. In the medium term, that's all we have to care about, to be honest. We'll just put a parallel channel and let it stay there, right there. Just need to care about this. Meaning, if we have a bear break, then you expect some strong selling. You lose 35,000, expect the market to crash. If it bounces, if we hold above 36,800, great. Any bounce back to 40,000 or 44,000 is going to restore some confidence with traders. This particular swing trade was based on some technical factors. But we did, I want to remind you, in last week's Bitcoin stream, we called the exact bottom support here, and many traders hopefully made profits. I know I did, and I sold at the top here. Okay, so I'm in cash right now, waiting for my next trade on my crypto. Just play Bitcoin like that. Okay, we have to rewind to Tesla. Let's rewind to Tesla. A quick flashback to QQQ just to get some visuals. We did reject down from the upper trend line, although are we going to find support in NASDAQ tomorrow morning? It might crash down the first hour, and then maybe we might get bull follow through, but it just depends on the news as well. So we look at Tesla. Where did we close on the daily? We got rejected down from this trend line on the top. As such, this trend line right there. Right there. So you could just leave this triangle drawn here. You could see the obvious two targets. The downside target, 762 or 820, could be the obvious downside targets. So if we just stare at the white price of Tesla, is it downtrending or uptrending? It's downtrending. It's downtrending. So long-term investment is this thing could keep crashing. Last year was a different story, just for education purposes. May to June, July, September was an uptrend. I remember one of our earliest members. We were on the stream together, and I remember him is Cabal. We're just talking about right here, and I said, "Hey, there's like a ascending triangle," and he's like, "I'm long Tesla." I'm like, "Okay, see you at the top too, right?" And then I think we traded that. Probably sold somewhere at the top, and then a couple of members in here did a lot of shorts and put options on Tesla when Elon Musk sold. So all that's in the past now, but you could play those as levels. Now we already looked at several Asia indexes in the about 20 minutes ago on the charts. Okay, before I answer your question, Taylor, let's take a look at futures. It's going to give us a clue here, so we're not talking in the dark. What's futures doing? At least right now, it's almost lunchtime in Asia for the Asia traders there. And so the futures is actually bouncing. It crashed a little bit, but it's bouncing. So we can't base 100% of your decision off that, but it does give a little bit of confidence that, okay, if that bounce lasts for 24 hours, then some stocks might bounce as well. To Tesla, what I would do is put the process together: support, resistance. I know I drew a lot of lines, but still support and resistance. So where is our resistance? 854, 875. Where's our support? 822, 800. You could play these four levels: 800, 820 support, 854, 876. Now our 4 hour, only two things are gonna happen with the 4 hour. We could try to establish a higher low and then bounce out of here. For longs, we want it to bounce up a lot, pull back and go up. But if the market crashes down, you might get one bounce and then reject down to the downside. You could see there's potential for the downtrend to form. You'll get that one bounce tomorrow or Tuesday, and then the shorts might execute and push it down. So the trend line, let's try to find one. There is one here. So you can also draw this. We try to make a bull case for that. 3% possible to the upside. That's why the 830 to 825 price levels are very critical, because if you lose this, you're losing double support to the downside, and you'll probably make a lower low to 795. So I would just watch that very carefully to see if this is going to fold over tomorrow morning or if it's going to bounce up tomorrow morning, and you'll know which direction to play. There's 3% up or down tomorrow morning or tomorrow. 3%, actually, I should say that it's probably a couple days. It could happen in one day, but it could take a couple days. So if somebody's very conservative, is it the clearest setup on the charts? Not to me. Is it 4 hour super low price? No. Is it 4 hour super high price? No. Is it 1 hour low or high, very low or very high? No. It's kind of in the middle, no man's land. So sometimes for trades, if you're conservative, sometimes the strategy is do nothing for trading and just keep charting it. You want a clear setup. So this particular setup last week was clearer because you had a channel here, and then the breakdown of the channel was an easy short. And then it closed off in the circle. So right now it's not as clear, but it looks like if it's textbook, higher high, higher low, maybe it'll make a pivot point tomorrow. People are kind of hoping for that. So hope that makes sense for you, Taylor. Hope I answered your question. All right. Total Bitcoin, we'll close out here. I gotta zoom through the last part here. So total crypto market cap, you can see we're holding above the 1.6 trillion to the 1.5 trillion. That's what we're holding above. But the market, like I said, these 1 hour, 4 hours getting a little suspicious low. Is the pattern formed yet? No. Why did we go up last week? Because you had an upside down head and shoulders on the price in the white. Do we see that now? No. That's why it might take another week before a very, very clear swing trade setup shows up before you can play something, if you're conservative. The crash down was a head and shoulders on like 5-minute 15, and that's why we crashed down, but we crashed back down to support. So again, the first little RSI bounce, let me highlight it to be very specific. On the charts, we might be looking at something like right here in the blue circle. Let me highlight it. Versus our blue circle now. So sometimes the swing trade setups are a little early. That's why it's a watch list. It's going to be up to your discretion when you're going to fire your buy trades. Meaning when you're going to buy or when you're going to sell at what setups. Okay. So let's get to the final couple here and then we're off for today. So Phantom, why is this showing up? Phantom had a pretty steep crash on Binance. I think Phantom's tradable on Coinbase. Oh, no, it's Binance USA. Phantom, we lost this support level. Almost like a BYND type of feel on the charts. Right at the support level, but our intraday is pretty low. You might have a double bottom or a bounce opportunity at FTM. So these are trades. These are not investments for crypto. Please mind that. We have a trend line resistance to the top. It fell below that. Wow. So we have to draw another one. Hopefully this is our pivot point down here. So you can see the targets, this kind of strange triangle. But you can see there's 6% to maybe a longer term 12% opportunity on Phantom if this is the bottom of FTM. Decent volume, 2 million volume. It's not the biggest coin, so I wouldn't put a ton of money in this trade. Just risk 1% of your account. Try to get this 10% bounce on Phantom. If it doesn't work out, oh well, right? Just move on to the next trade, next setup. It's in the low buy zone. Next, Adam Cosmos. Similar to Phantom. Similar, not quite as oversold. But our day chart floating above the 50%. Did I get another? Okay. So I'm seeing something like that on Cosmos. with the support and resistance levels in the horizontal. Is it daily ready to turn into December 2021? No, it's already up. Can somebody stretch it and try to say maybe a reverse Bart pattern or dirty upside down head and shoulders? Maybe. But the 1 hour is showing us a little bit of low. It's at that 50% retrace level. So the low, high, low, it might bounce up. That's why. It's a maybe setup. For intraday, another 6%. There's a lot of 6% setups on this stream. So you'd have to do 3% risk of a small position. If you're just starting out, just risk 1% of the total dollar amount of your account and put a stop loss under, and then put some alerts on the top for your crypto trade. Okay, next. Mana. I want a better chart of Mana. This is Coinbase because you get a lot of data. A little bit more. Should get the left side of here. Right? Low, high, low, right? So 164 could be the play, or 106 could be the long-term play. But on the way down, does Mana want to pop? It's not as good as Atom chart. Not as good. It's just there barely. The setup is there barely. It could fall down one more leg. So somewhere, maybe if it pokes down to where is this? 210, 212, 217 could be that low spot of Mana. Not a clear setup like last week's. Last week's was upside down head and shoulders, and that's why everything popped. Right now is this, you might get one leg up and then it's gonna leg down again on you. So the crypto trading, sometimes you gotta be aggressive with it, with the timing. Next one Harmony Coin. We use the Binance chart for this one. Okay, just like our indexes, how did somebody know when to short? One Harmony Coin, international futures options right here, double top, resistance, Bitcoin resistance as well. This will be a huge downside risk move. If I could, 72% to downside. Where is that? 5 cents. Back down. That's perfectly right with our support right here. High, low, high, low, high. And then you double top, you make the resistance, then low, high, low. So it's seeking out the lowest low. We might need a Fibonacci just to get some more clues. Losses 618, zoom in. You could see if it wants to crash, maybe a 10 cents would be an interesting entry spot. It's getting there, but it's so suspicious of why is that floating in the middle right there. Okay, so it could make a higher low and then just bounce up to 16 cents. Possible, but it's floating in the middle there. Not the most beautiful setup. Phantom, it looks much more clear. There's a little bit of Ethereum setup. We'll just take a quick look at it. We already did this one. So we'll just zoom in on the 1 hour. Can I put my trend lines? You should be able to. At least 2 touch points. Trend line on the top. You can see not quite the bottom of that trend line. Fibonacci this move, right to that relative 618. But again, there's no clear upside down head and shoulders or double bottom pattern. So it's getting into the start of the setup. I hope I'm making that clear to people. This is not the bottom of any setup right now, unless you're playing off of oscillators, like a RSI or something. But if you're playing price patterns, it's not here yet. But it could happen at the end of this week when I'm not streaming. That's why I'm telling you guys right now. There's that setup. Okay, last couple ones. Solana, our previous crypto darling. That this is textbook uptrend. Textbook uptrend. You could draw multiple lines. Right here as such. See that? Just like the stock market. And then we lost that level. You can even draw a dirty one like this, but it's kind of so piercing, it's not probably that accurate, but I guess we could draw it just because it's crypto. So to me, the Solana, the low, relative low would be like a $68, $67 area. Death cross, that's why. Please note, on all these cryptos, almost every single crypto is death crossed. So for investment, it's not the time to invest. That's why on my watch list, I'm not giving any investment crypto charts. The time to invest Solana was 2 years ago. 2 years ago at, or 1.5 years ago at 75 cents, not $82. That's why this is no FOMO charts. Okay, because some people are so hyped up on crypto right now, or a few people, right? Some people are in massive fear. Is this the time to invest all in? Based upon my experience on the TA charts, no, it is not. The best time to all in FOMO, not FOMO, all in investment is if this thing crashes down negative 95% to nothing, then buy there. It's just a matter of, do you have the emotional discipline? Do I have the emotional discipline to wait and have capital to buy it at that spot, wherever the super crash is going to be? For trading, however, it is at an interesting spot. We just down death crossed on our 1 hour EMA. There's potential setup here. Potential didn't poke out quite off that, but the pivot point could be the target here, maybe at 10% or at least a 5% with a 2% stop loss. But you could see how this trade could go wrong is if it falls down to this next support level down at 77, that would be the spot to buy. So there's multiple spots to buy. You could try to buy here, but if it crashes down, 77 would be the play for a swing trade, not investment, for a trade. We have a couple more here. I'm trying to, I hope you guys realize, I'm trying to give people, I think I'm giving at least 10 free chart setups for trading, for crypto and stocks and investing. So we might have looked at 40 charts today. These are all free setups. It's just a matter of time frame. Also, it matters if the war is going to get peaceful or not. So GALA, why did this show up for me? I was looking at it and I said, wait, this is a gigantic symmetrical triangle. So 70% up or down. Wow, absolutely incredible. If it's a bull move, could go to 36 cents. Wonderful. If it's a bear move, it could crash down to 6 cents. Did I do that measure move right? 70. Yeah, 70 down from here. I'm on a logarithmic chart. That's why the scale looks funny, but that is correct. The price targets still in the downtrend, but on our 1 hour, it is potential bounce area. Why this is an interesting setup because GALA is at a trend line support. Very, very interesting. Suspicious. Whenever something's suspicious on the charts, I might be thinking about picking some up just to see, is this going to bounce? If so, how much? The last bounce we have is 10%, so maybe I'll do a little less than that, like a 5% bounce, 2% risk. Could be one small little trade for GALA. Next one, MATIC. MATIC on the Coinbase. MATIC. It's not looking so great for MATIC. Head and shoulders. Neckline. 80% downside risk investment. That's why you don't FOMO in long term at the top. That would bring us back down to the starting price of the coin ICO. So, just be careful about investing in anything right now. But why did it show up for me? Possible bounce right above the 618 level. It's kind of, it's ironic. There's another 1 hour head and shoulders. Okay, the bots and the market makers really want this thing to go down. All right, fine. If it's 60% down, that'll bring us down to target of 120. If you're really patient, maybe try to pick some up at 120 to play the low bounce. If you're aggressive, you could try to play this thing now, but this ominous head and shoulders, somebody's trying to kick people out of the market right now. Watch out for that, MATIC. chain link USD. And while we're doing this, just want a side note is if you've been in crypto for a long time, like I have for like 4 to 5 years, trading it every day, every week, is you'll know we know the golden days of crypto trading in America and USA. Those are long gone. The golden days is when we were all on Binance.com. Those are the golden days. When you had altcoins pumping 10 to 20% every single day at a certain hour, I mean, those were the golden trading days of crypto. Is that happening now in America? And America? No. There's a reason why we all moved to stocks and options. So people will come back to crypto when there's a phenomenal setup, like a US oil type of thing. Does that make sense? Because if people know there's a catalyst, okay, there's catalyst, war, supply and demand. Okay, look at the oil chart. Is it going to go up? It might go up more. Okay, then people are going to buy that as a setup, breakout play, which we talked about 2 streams ago. Crypto right now is in a downtrend. Experienced people know, don't buy that. As investment, don't buy that. You want to buy it on the way up, not on the way down, in general, as a long. Plus, the crypto trading volatility died out basically with the transitions in 2019, 20, and 21. The market crashed in 2020 to 2021. That's why you get this big, this thing, and then you get a huge up. So the crypto market's probably not going to recover. We need a serious capitulation crash. Then people say, hey, stuff is low priced and the war's over. And, I don't have to wear my mask anymore outside. And I'm making more money in my job and I have money to invest. There will come a time in the future for that. Wherever that is going to be, that's where we're going to bottom out relatively. It could be 90% down from here or 50% down, wherever it's going to be. But those factors have to line up before everyone fires their money back into the economy and the stocks and crypto. People are in runaway mode right now in general. Safe haven mode. That's what I'm saying. It's risk off for investing. Link USD. Okay, Link USD. The 1 hour. All right. Looking pretty low here. Set up. Head and shoulders right here. That's why. Watch out. Some of these altcoins do not look like they want to go up. 1135. Even though it shows up as a low area, wait, there's a price pattern that overrides that in the longer term. So 15%. 1152. 1152 area. Okay, watch out for that price. 1152 is also the 786. So if you zoom out on a weekly, what's happening with Link? We had multiple BART pattern. You want to call this a BART pattern? You want to call this head and shoulders, double top, whatever you want to call it. It's all bearish. But at some point, if it crashes down, let's say down to 6, that's where it looks like on the charts, you can get some deep value on Link. That's why investors, we know we're going to wait for crypto much later. Mid 2022, early 2023 is we might see the major turnaround on a crypto on the charts. All right, we got 3 more for the list. Doge USD. This is not the good one. I like the Binance chart because you had the huge pumps up on a Doge coin. This is just the trade view chart. It's fine. It still works great. Where are we right now? Just floating between the 76 and 0.88. The next support down on Doge is not until 5 cents or 8 cents. 8 cents, 5 cents Doge would be a better spot to invest, or even much lower than that. 1 cent Doge. That's what I want. Again, might not ever happen again. But if it does, that's where you want to buy. There's this descending, the descending wedge pattern is about 50% target. So wherever the bottom's going to be for Doge, there's significant volatility on but you're just playing one low bounce. right? So the two setups for all these altcoins is you could bounce up higher high, higher low, and then get your whatever X% to the top side. But if it rejects down, war happens, then you'll see go down. If someone wants to play this trend line, what's the volatility? Ooh, 10%. So it's going to be 20% target to the upside. Much larger range than some of the other altcoins. I would shrink that down to like a 10%, maybe 9% if you want to be safe, 4.5%. It's not quite down there yet, but it's getting close. I am telling everybody way ahead of time. If it does this, somewhere in the upper 9 cents, 10 cent, you want to pick that up for the trade. Because it's just going to go down and then bounce up. That's the one swing. If you're a swing trader in crypto, that's what the bread and butter move. Last two, Litecoin and then Bitcoin. One more time. Litecoin. So if we Fibonacci our low to our high, 786. It is building momentum in the daily death cross on the oscillators. You can see here, why did we go up last week? Upside down head and shoulders. It didn't really go high though. That was a little bit disappointing. It still bounced off the right shoulder. 6%. For crypto, those kind of gains, you're trying to capture some of those gains. We're not getting Litecoin 50% moves anymore. That was like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, right? 4 years ago. That doesn't happen that much anymore. Now in recent crypto trading, you have to swing it. That's why I switched to swing trading. If you saw my paper trading examples on the off market, that's why nobody day trades that much anymore on USA. There's a reason why we swing trade, because you're trying to capture the 10 to 20%, which is more normal profit levels, not 1% a day, unless you're trying to do that strat. So the 786 level with the potential bounce. Opportunity, maybe. It just bounced up that 76. Okay, so it might be underway. I have been streaming for an hour and a half, so it might be underway, right? A lot of these setups. People know. So 3% might be to the upside. This one's easy. 1%, 1.25% stop loss to downside. Easy trade. If it's gonna go. Let's check Bitcoin. Just see where do we stand. Different chart. Bittrex. Nope. It's Gemini this time. Gemini, just to get a clean chart. Daily death cross. It is starting to feel a little bit though like the May to July 2021 price action. Let's say this box to this box. Not exactly the same, but similar. Just take a moment to soak it in. The charts. We don't have to. TA is not about speed, it's about accuracy. So it's not exactly the same pattern. The pattern we're in is slightly healthier. If we interpret right now as an M double top, then the entire market would crash 15% and Bitcoin will go down to 32. 30,000 is our big line in the sand. So I'm not worried about anything in crypto until we break below $30,000 Bitcoin and hold below. Then I'd be a little bit more concerned. But if we compare the two blue boxes, the right side blue box is a little bit healthier than the left side. So that's why I'm not discounting it entirely. It's trying. It's trying crypto. Last one, let's just take a quick look at VeChain Thor. VeChain Thor. All right, so VeChain Thor is a very volatile coin, but very correlated with Bitcoin. Sometimes I like to trade this thing because it just follows Bitcoin around. But on this day chart, low, high, low, right at a potential. No, that's not right, Fibonacci. We just lost a 0.88 on VTHO. Is it very low price weekly? No. 4 hours, 1 hour, might get the little bounce here, but still, no clear pattern. Does not exist right now. So discretion is advised. Although we are triple bottoming on the RSI, just like we did in May, that's why I'm getting very suspicious. Okay, if we're going to get a Bitcoin bounce, maybe soon. This could be interpreted as a daily upside down head and shoulders or triple bottom on RSI. 1, 2, 3 before it goes up. Still trying to maintain. It's consolidating here. You could still chart even on the RSI a little bit. Right at the RSI support. Suspicious. So I wouldn't be surprised to get one serious leg down and then one more bounce up attempt. Okay, so I just gave 10 free cryptocurrency trading chart setups for swing trading. 10 stock setups for swing trading. 15 investing stock ideas. And in the Discord, there's about 10 additional volatility stocks on the list. Yes, this stream was much mentally, there's much more going on mentally, right? We look at so many charts, the analysis for it. But these are the free charts. Some people pay for this. Oh, we got, okay, some Super 007 asked, do I think Netflix is a buy triple bottom? Let's look at Netflix. So let's do the last little bit of requests and questions before I'm off. I might not stream. I streamed like 3 or 4 times last week. I might not do that again this week. I might just stream once this week. All right, so Netflix, because somebody asked right here on TradingView. The problem with Netflix, first thing is, don't look at Netflix in isolation. Netflix inside the NASDAQ. Okay, Netflix inside the NASDAQ. I don't know what time you came on the stream, but I did a global overview. So we have to look at QQQ first, the NASDAQ ETF. QQQ is in a downtrend. Investing in a downtrend is very dangerous. Very high chance. Greater than 50%, investors going to have losses in a downtrend. It just rejected off here. If you're talking about investment, NASDAQ and tech stocks could crash down more. 5 to 10% to downside. So then we flip back to Netflix with that in mind. Yes, it could be interpreted as a triple bottom, but the double bottom already failed. So that's why I'm like, it could be a triple bottom. A clear triple bottom will look a little healthier than that. But we'll play the let's give the two setups. Is it relatively low price? Yes, it is. Okay, and Netflix has the gap fill right in the middle right here. Netflix is downtrending still. We had that one relief bounce off the peace talks, but that failed. So then we crashed back down to the double bottom support, which I called out last week, which that bounced a little bit, and then we crashed back down in the NASDAQ. So I would say instead of a triple bottom, is more like a descending triangle. This is an 18% move here. 25. It's about 18% average. So if we lose this bottom support, 18% would take us down to 296. I might want to buy there for investing. If it breaks out from the top here, 18% would take us to the top of the gap fill support at 459. So it's going to be, it depends on not just America, because if you rewind the stream, we looked at global. Most of Europe is crashing red down, and Asia stocks as well. USA is crashing, is pulling back right now. There's very few global stock indexes that are even up right now. Uptrend. Everything is just this right now, down because of the war. So I don't really think, in my personal opinion, I could be wrong though, but in my personal opinion, I don't think we're going to bottom out in the market until the war is over. It has to be over 100%. These little bounces up is because these are maybes. Like, oh, peace talk maybe? No, it failed. Oh, one more time negotiations? No, failed. The nuclear power plant got attacked. Okay, that's why we're crashing. So the war has a tremendous effect. So what I would do is, if you want your support levels on Netflix, because I'm still interested in Netflix myself, it's just a matter of where is the bottom here. I would do the pandemic low to the pandemic high. So it's like 2020 low to our 2021 high, just about 6 months ago. And you can see the downside target is 339 for a 0.88 retrace, and then a full retrace back down to 285. So just be careful right now. Just be careful investing, because there's a lot of global negative events happening right now. And nobody wants growth stocks like tech. Everyone's jumping into the safe havens, like I was saying in the beginning of this stream. So be careful. Investing, if you're going to hold for 5 years, maybe you're actually picking up at a great discount. If you're trying to swing trade for the next 5 days, it's a different story. And the big question that everyone has in their mind is, will this Russia-Ukraine war end? If so, can it end peacefully at this point? So it just depends. There might be a bounce up here. Just want to show you. There might be a bounce up. I also said give about 15 swing trading stock setups that it might bounce 6% this week. It's possible, right? It depends on your time frame, what strategy you're using. But if you're going to play this, definitely have the stop loss under here, because once you lose that level, shorts are going to try to attack this thing way down one more time if you lose this 350, 348. All right, that's probably a good place to stop for today with the request. We did a lot of charts. I hope people, whoever watches this in the future, you get some value from either the charts as a lesson education or from the free 40 stock setups and crypto setups I gave for free today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. If you like what you see, if you learn something, if you want to support the stream, go ahead and follow me on one of those channels. I also have a free Discord group. The social media links are in my profile, where I give this type of list for free every week if I find any potential setups. Let's please manage our risk this week. If you're doing trades and you're unsure of what to do, maybe only risk 1% of total capital, or paper trade if you really don't want to risk any money in the market at all right now. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a nice week, and I will see you most likely next weekend for the next live stream. Thank you so much. Bye.